Okay, good evening. It is Monday, October 9th, 2017. And today we're going to talk about creating your vision for your business and kind of for your life. I am part of a very small little mastermind group that just started today. There's a group of, I think, 5 of us who got together and we're going through. So there's a book called The 12-Week Year. It's by, oh, for heaven's sake. The author's last name, here it is. It's on my phone. Author's last name is Moran, Moran. Let me pull it up on my Kindle because it totally just left my brain. By, hello. Sorry. Brian Moran. And it's really, so it's called the 12-Week Year because it kind of like, it tries to get people away from thinking about like annual goals, because when you have 12 whole months to set and reach your goals, sometimes you lose the sense of urgency of getting things done. And so the concept behind the book is to shorten everything up into like a 12-week period. And it's not necessarily that like a week relates to a month, but it's just a way to kind of shorten things up and keep you engaged the whole time, and have you really be clear on what your goals are. And by doing this, you have to simplify, because you can't have like 7 or 8 huge goals that you want to accomplish in 12 weeks. So you really are forced to pare things down, make things really simplified. And I know this is something that we talked about on the last call and post that I put up, I guess yesterday or today, maybe even, about just like what the kind of key things that you should be doing, and just trying to simplify everything and making everything really streamlined. And so part of what that was about was, for me as well as for you guys, but just to really be clear and keeping in mind, like, when you have a shortened time frame, you really have to focus. And so the first thing that I'm doing in this group is, so tomorrow night we are all getting on a Zoom call, and we're going to talk about what our vision is, and kind of everybody's going to share their vision, and then we're going to talk about what steps we're going to take to make that happen. And so we're going to break it down. It's called reverse engineering. And so you have your goal in mind, and then you break it down. You say, okay, in 12 weeks, I want to achieve this goal. What are the actions that I need to be doing every week and then every day in order to achieve those goals? And so, again, it's really being super, super focused and figuring out the most important topics and important things that you need to be doing to achieve your goals. So in the book, the author talks about setting visions. And so there's like a long-term vision, which he calls like your aspirational vision. And that's like everything. I mean, that's like from here until the end of your, that's your whole life ahead of you. Like, what do you want to be? What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be known for? What do you, that's like when you're laying on your deathbed and you look back at your life, what do you want your life to have been like? In your, in your business, in your relationships, in your family, in your home, like, do you want to travel, and how often? And, just kind of all of the big dreams. Do you want to own a beach house? Do you want to, I don't know what, you dream it, you write it down. And then the second part is kind of the midterm goals. And those are like 3 to 5 years out. Those are things like you start setting timelines for things, and you start, writing out dates. So like 3 to 5 years is going to be, sometime 2020, 2022. And so like you put dates on things, and it kind of like brings things in and makes it kind of real. And you set your vision for what you want your life to be like, what you want your business to be like, what goals you want to achieve in that 3 to 5 year time frame. And then from there, you kind of bring it down to the 12-week level. And that's really, you pick out 1, 2 at the most things that you want to accomplish in the next 12 weeks. That's, so for me, like, this is for my business. And so what do I want to accomplish in the next 12 weeks that's going to move my business and get it to the point that that's like my next stepping stone. And so the next part of the practice is you break down, is kind of like the brainstorming part of it, is you break it down into 7 key topic areas. So the 7 areas are physical, financial, spiritual, professional, mental, personal, and relationships. And under each of those subheadings, you just, you think about how you want to feel, what you want to do. You write down words that, make you, that would describe how you would want to be in those different areas of your life. And then also, you can get as specific as you want. Like, maybe you want to, I don't know, like, so physical, maybe you want to lose, 20 pounds, you want to be able to, run a 10K, you want to be able to, those are kind of more the specific things, but then some of the kind of more or less specific things or the way that you feel, you want to feel confident, you want to feel athletic and vibrant, and you want to have, endurance, and you want to be lean. I mean, you name it, and same for each of the other topics. And so those are kind of like your buckets that you're going to be focusing on at some point. So 12-week year is designed to be done every 12 weeks. And you keep it up and you keep this momentum going. So, you do your first 12 weeks and then you review at the end, and you take a week to kind of plan, and then you start your next 12-week section. And, your goals are really based on, like, after you finish your first 12 weeks, what do you're not going to plan out all your 12 weeks forever right now. You're going to plan out your 12 weeks, you're going to do your 12 weeks, and then you're going to plan again. So, and every time you're going to do this exercise, and you're going to kind of see how it changes, and you'll see how your priorities shift and how you accomplish things, and you get to check things off your list. And so this is really cool. So the book, I read the book probably, I want to say like February or March of this year. And so I'm going back through it now and I'm reading it again. And to be a part of, like a group of people who we're all just kind of holding each other accountable to it. And we're all just in like a message thread on Facebook. We don't even have like a group page or anything. It's just a message thread to check in, and we'll do, check-ins once a week, I think via Zoom, I think is what we're doing. But basically it's to help us focus in and like really do some good goal setting and start taking action to accomplish these goals. So one of the really important things about doing these kind of activities is you want to have something that you can measure. And so the book talks about lead and lag indicators. So like your lead indicators are like, what daily actions do you need to be doing that's going to bring you closer to what your goals are. So say you want to growing your business is your goal. It should be a little more specific than that. Maybe you want to be like a diamond, you want to achieve diamond by the end of 12 weeks. So if that's kind of a business building goal. So your lead indicators, again, are going to be the daily actions that you're going to need to take. And that's going to be things like the number of business invites that you send out, the number of people that you help each week get started, translating into Success Club points. And then the number of your personally sponsored coaches helping other people. So again, that's like duplicating what you know and passing that on to people that you sign up as coaches so that they can grow their businesses. And so it's really this like multiplying effect. So those are the kinds of things that you are going to look at monitoring. And then the lag indicators are they're like your little mini goals. And so I was talking about reverse engineering. So like, say you have a goal for 12 weeks, what you want to accomplish, then you break it down into, shorter goals. So maybe you want to be earning a certain amount of money by the end of the 12 weeks. And so you break it down. So by the end of the 4th week, you want to be consistently earning a portion of that. By the end of the 8th week, you want to be earning, a higher proportion of that. And then by the end of the 12 weeks, then ideally your goal would be to be at that, amount that you'd set for yourself. And so then you break it down into, okay, if I want to be earning X amount in the first 4 weeks, what are my little other mini goals within there? So like, sign up however many coaches, help some of your coaches advance to Emerald. The next 4 weeks might be, signing up an additional certain number of coaches, helping one of your coaches get to Diamond. I mean, this is obviously like very, this would be a very sped up version of something that would happen, but just to kind of give you an idea of like what some of these indicators would be. And so then the point though of these is to allow you to be able to track your progress. And when you have things that you can track, it means that you know exactly where you are. You know if you've been accomplishing, your goals, and if you've been doing if the activities that you've been doing are actually helping you, or if maybe they're not the right ones and you need to readjust. But it's very hard and again, this kind of goes back to like annual goal planning, where sometimes it's very easy just to kind of let things go. And then you realize, you don't have short-term goals. And then all of a sudden there you are in like October and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like really far from my goal of whatever it was that I set in December or for December. And this helps you shorten everything. And in order to accomplish things in such a short amount of time, you really have to have a lot of very small goals to keep you on track. And so that's kind of how this goes, how this all ties in. And so I guess like the point of all of this is like when you're creating your vision, again, is it's really strongly tied into your why. And I know I've been talking a lot about this in the last couple of team calls, but I think it's really important to make sure that you're just crystal clear on what you want, and to remind yourself every day what it is that you want. And that's what your vision is. Like ideally your vision should be something, kind of like a mission statement. Obviously a mission statement and your vision are different, but it's like an expanded version of your mission statement. And that should be, front and center for you every day so that you can read it and you can remember why you started, why you wanted to, why you wanted to do this, where you're going. And it'll remind you every day, and especially on the days when, it's a hard day and you don't really know what to do next. Or, you've got so much going on, you don't know the best thing to do. It helps you remember what your goals are, and specifically what's going to give you the best return on your time. Because time is really time is a hot commodity here. So, but that was kind of that's all I had for tonight. I know it's on the shorter side, but I'm really excited about this book. It's a book that I really recommend. There's a lot of things in it that are really like action oriented. And so he gives you a lot of steps that you can take, not really like spreadsheets that you can follow out, but like an outline of things for you to write down and get clear on and think about and then start implementing. And that's super helpful for me. I love books that are really like, heady and, talking about mindset and all of that. But it's hard with some of those because they don't give you concrete action steps of, things that you can do. And so does, this does some of that, which I really like. And I mean, he has like glowing reviews from people who do this really consistently. And this is something that it works as hard as you work. So if you work really hard at it, it does work really well. But if you kind of just put in half an effort, like I did last time I read it, it only like works a little bit. So that's it's a great book. Again, the author is Brian Moran, Moran, and the book is called The 12-Week Year. So something else for your reading list. But any questions or anything? No. Okay. um, oh, you want me to unmute you? I can unmute you, I think. No, okay. I won't.
I don't have any questions.
Oh, okay. You got it. Okay. Cool. Well, that'll be the end of our team call for this week. I'll get this put up and have a great night if you're watching this later.